we're live in the right place. We might not be live in the right place. Ah, there we go. That's better. Now I think we're live in the right place, which is really good. Okay, hold on one moment. Let me just get... That's better. There we go. That's better. Okay. So, hi and welcome to Papercraft with Jenny, monthly card club, which is a live recording of an online workshop. So if you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on the replay, there will be a bit of interaction between myself and people who are joining. So just so that you know, that's what the chat is about. Okay. So if you're joining me live and you can pop in the chat and say hi, that would be fabulous. Hi, Julie. Wonderful. Julie, your order's arrived, by the way. Your lovely papers are here. So I've got them whenever you want them. Hi, Liz. Fantastic. So yeah, if you're joining me live, then just do pop in and say hi in the comments so that I can see who's here. That's fantastic. How is everybody? I hope you're a bit more sane than we are here in this house. As you know, we've had a really busy month already. We've got Alexander's off to university, so he went last Saturday. He's having a whale of a time. He's made some lovely new friends and he loves his flatmates, and they're all having fun together, and it's all great. So yeah, we're really proud of him. He's doing really well. Hi, Sally. Fantastic. Sally, I've got your order here as well. I've got that bag there has got all your goodies in it. Yeah, so yeah, it's been a busy month from that perspective already. Plus, I hope everybody is lovely and warm and dry, because we have not been here, let me tell you. We've had a few leaky problems in the roof. So I'm really hoping that the roofer is coming tomorrow to fix it for us. That's what we're hoping. Hi Dee, hi Marion. So yeah, it's a good job you can't really see beyond what's behind me today, is what I would say, because there's lots of towels and plastic tubs everywhere. So yes, it's been an interesting month so far. Anyway, putting that all to one side, and let's move on. So I can see the numbers are going up. Fantastic. That's brilliant. Okay. So if you're joining live, do pop in the comments and just say hi. If you've got a kit in the post and you're going to be crafting along with me tonight, then let me know in the comments as well that you're going to be crafting. If you don't have a kit in the post, you are more than welcome to stay. The more the merrier. We'd love to have you with us. So that would be great. So what news do I have to tell you? Let's start with the news. So 3 things I've got to tell you. The first thing is the Christmas extravaganza is getting very booked up, which is fantastic. Got lots of lovely people joining me for my all-day annual Christmas workshop, which this year will be on a Sunday. It's Sunday the 20-something of October. I can't even remember. I think it's 27th or something like that. It's the last Sunday in the month anyway. So there's that. And last day to book, if you're coming to the Christmas extravaganza, the last day to book and the last day to pay is Monday, so the last day of September. And I need to close it then, because I have to do a mega shop for all the bits that you need for your kits. And also, as you know, those of you, 27th, thank you, Marion. Those of you who've been before will know there's lots of goodies, lots of prizes, lots of freebies. So I need to get on with all of that. So that's fabulous. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, if you like a bit of in-person crafting and you enjoy what we're doing tonight with the blending and the leaves and everything, we're doing some more of that. Next Thursday, 1 till 3 p.m. at Kempsford Village Hall. Anybody would be more than welcome to join us if you'd like to do that. It's a couple of hours of in-person crafting. Make as many cards as you like. Hi, Steve. make as many cards as you want, or decorate as many projects as you like with the embossed and die cut and blended leaves, which hopefully we're going to have fun with tonight. So yeah, just let me know if you'd like to join me for that. And then the third thing to tell you is that from October the 1st, which I think is Tuesday, all the way through to the 31st at the end of the month, there's going to be mega stuff going on in Stampin' Up. As always, October always seems to be a big month for Stampin' Up. So this year they've got 3 different things going on. The first of which has already started, and that's that they've refreshed the clearance rack. So if you go into the online store, hi Mum, if you go into the online store, then you will see, if you go into the clearance section, you'll see loads of the things that we've used this year. Papers, stamp sets, die sets, punches, all kinds of stuff. Loads of stuff with really massive discounts. So if you feel like you missed out on something and you want to just see, get on the online store and see if it's available in the clearance racks. That's really good. The second thing that's happening in October is that we've got up to 30% off of all our kits. So that includes all of the kits that we've got, so everything that is current. So that will include birthday kits, get well kits, thank you kits, floral kits. That will include Christmas kits. It includes card making. What else have we got? Home decor type things, all kinds of kits. So if you are thinking maybe either for yourself, or if you're thinking you're planning ahead for like birthdays and Christmas and stuff like that for presents, now would be in October would be a really good time to get kits. Most of the kits are going to be while stocks last. So once they're gone, that will be it. They won't be there anymore. They're not going to be refreshed. So it's really worth having a look if you've got any kits that you fancy. And the final thing is that, of course, it's October, so of course there's a join-in offer. So the join-in offer is going to be buy your starter kit for £99, exactly the same as it always is. But this time, instead of getting £130 worth of product of your choice, you will get £160 worth of product of your choice. So you're getting £61 worth of product free. If you've got a big order coming, or if you want to kind of think about maybe becoming a demonstrator like me, or you just want to sell to family and friends, or every once in a while you just want to all club together all your neighbours and place an order, then the join-in offer is always the best deal in the catalogue, always. So that all of those are from the 1st to the 31st of October. So from next week. So exciting, fabulous. Okay, right, what are we going to do tonight? So that's all the news. Let me get my notebook out of the way a minute. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to be using 2 different suites. The first suite is from the annual catalogue, and it is this one, the Fruit and Veg suite, or in real life it's called To Market, and it's on pages 38 and 39. I felt it had a bit of a harvest vibe to it, so that is where I'm coming from on this. Don't think I'm completely lost the plot here. And I have to be honest, when I first saw it in the catalogue, it didn't really appeal to me. But actually, I love it now. Now I've had a play with it, and now I've made some different things with it. I think you're going to love it. I think you're going to like it. So that's great. And then the second thing that we're going to be using tonight, the second suite, is called the Changing Leaves Hybrid Embossing Folder. And the so it's the embossing folder and the die that goes with it. And it's a bit complicated, so I will show you it in a moment. It's complicated to explain. It's dead easy to use, but it's complicated to explain. So I will show you it in a moment so that you know exactly what I'm on about and why it's called a hybrid. Okay. So let's flip the camera around and I can show you the projects and what we're going to be making tonight. Okay, right. You can say hi to Evelyn on the way down as usual. Hello. Quick, get down before they can see all the washing and all the other bits and pieces. Let's have some lights on. All the towels all over the floor and everything. Let's have a bit more light. There we go. That's better. And then let's see if we can get the grid paper in the right place. That would be quite handy, wouldn't it? Right, okay, there we go. So let me just get those out of the way in a moment. So you should have a kit in the post like this if you are kitting and joining me. Be careful with this little plastic envelope with bits and pieces in it because it has got lots of little bits in it, including the little, you've got a few of these little kind of opaque dots. You should have a couple of different colours in there, but you've also got loads of little tiny die cuts and things in there, as well as your ribbon and obviously your magic, your raffle ticket. So just be careful when you open that, you don't want bits all over the floor. And then you've got loads of layers of card. You've got a quarter of a pack of the patterned papers from the To Market suite. So loads of papers, and you've got one A4 sheet of crumb cake cardstock, which we're going to cut up together. That will make us 2 card bases. So that's your pack of bits that you've got. Let me just move that to one side again a moment. And then I will show you the cards that we're going to be making. So let me just show you the To Market cards first. So there's this one, which actually, if you look in the catalogue, there is a very, very similar card in the catalogue. So I've just cased that. And then there's this clever card, which looks kind of plain to start with, but it has this, it has a flip flack kind of, which is cool. And it's really easy to make this one. It's on a single sheet, so it doesn't open up, this card. So that's, you write your greeting inside here. And it uses a whole strip of 12 by 12. So I will, I'll show you how to make that, and then you'll be able to make it with any of your 12 by 12 papers. So that's the To Market cards that we're going to make. And then we've got 2 Changing Leaves cards that we're going to make as well. So this one is the simplest one. I think probably this is the one we'll start with tonight. And it, as you can see, it's got a die cut and hopefully you can see embossed leaf for those of you who don't have a kit, because you will, those of you who've got a kit will be able to see the embossing on your leaf. And then it's also got, I've also blending brushed it to kind of add some more colour. You've also got this pretty ribbon that's got like a bit of a greeny kind of shimmer on it. And this ribbon is coloured. So you've got a plain piece of ribbon in your kit, same as me. And I've coloured it in, so I'll show you how to do that. And then this patterned paper as well is also from the To Market suite. And then we've got this one, which is got loads of layering on it. So you've got the embossed background on its own, and then you've got the embossed and die cut leaves. You've got some extra die cut gold leaves. You've got solid gold leaves, and you've got loads of blending. And then you've also got these little like mesh kind of net leaves as well. You've got a few of those in your kit. And what you might find you need to do is just kind of pick at them a little bit to split them, because they're kind of quite thick, but if you peel them apart, you can get kind of a couple of extra leaves out of them. So be worth you doing that too. Okay, so that is what we're going to be making tonight. So my suggestion is we start with this one because that will give us a bit of the blending brush technique, and also it will help because we need to split up that big piece of crumb cake cardstock first. Okay, so if you're crafting along, let me know in the comments, and I will know what sort of speed and stuff to go at then. So the first thing that you need is your A4 sheet of crumb cake cardstock. and you're going to put it with the long side at the top of the trimmer, and we're going to score it first so that we get 2 10-fold cards out of it. So we're going to score at 14.9 centimetres first. Okay, and then once you've scored at 14.9, you're going to turn it around so the short side is at the top and split it into 2 cards by cutting at 10.5 centimetres. So then you'll have 2 long strips which you can cut into, you can fold into 2 10-fold cards like that. Okay, so you can just fold those over. So it's 14.9 to score and 10.5 to cut. Liz is crafting. Fabulous. That's good. I'm just going to bone fold the creases. And just typically, after I've told you all about my roof, it's literally just started hammering down with rain here. So really hoping that Evelyn and I are not going to get wet tonight. So keep your fingers crossed that we are not going to be sitting out here and then get wet and get dripped on. Let's hope not. Okay. So you've got 2 10-fold cards like that. By 10-fold, we mean the creases at the top. So you're going to put one to one side because you don't need both of them straight off. And you're going to find your patterned paper next. So let's get those lovely patterned papers here. You've got lots of different patterns here with your fruit and vegetables and baskets on, but as with nearly all of our papers, they are double-sided. So it's this green one is the one that you want. So it's got tomatoes on the front. Okay. Yeah, it's got tomatoes on the front, Evelyn's just saying, and it's got a green kind of starry type print on the back. So we need a piece to go there. It doesn't matter which way round you cut it because the stars go both ways. Ooh, let's get the trimmer up the right way, that'd be handy. And we're going to cut first layer. So, oh, Dee's crafting as well, brilliant. So we're going to cut up my standard first layer size, which is 9.9 centimetres. Get rid of the tomatoes we don't need. 9.9 by 14.3, which is like my standard kind of first layer size. And that leaves just that little bit of border around the outside. And then once you've got that, 14.3 by 9.9, you can just stick that down. So I'm just going to use a bit of Tombow for this. Because it's just flat down on your card. But making sure that you leave that little bit of even border all the way around the outside. Okay, just pause there a moment while I have a bit of a slurp of my cup of tea. There we go. And then once you've got that all sorted, you need to go to your vanilla embossed and die cut pieces. Okay, so you've got a sheet that looks like this that's embossed, but it also the three of the leaves are die cut. So I'm going to show you, oh, and Julie's crafting as well, brilliant. I'm going to show you how that works by showing you the actual product itself, because it is, I have to say, it is mega super clever. So this is the embossing folder. As you can see, it's got loads of beautiful embossed vein leaves on it. So I'll take that out of the packet for you. And you don't have to order these separately. This comes as a single item, okay? So you've got the embossing folder, and then you've also got a pack of dies that come with it as well. In fact, you've got 2 sheets of dies. So you've got lots of little individual leaves and fronds, and you've got these lovely framed, stitched frames as well, But you've also got this one massive giant die, which has got the 3 leaves on it. So if I move this out the way and just show you the embossing folder with the die, you will see that this embossing folder matches, look, matches those 3 leaves. So you might think that you have to run the embossing folder through and then cut out the leaves with the die, but you don't. What is so super clever about it is that the die fits inside. So if you see, I'm wiggling it now and it won't move because it's clicked in around the edge of the leaves. And then you put your piece of paper in there, shut it up, run the whole lot through your embossing machine, and it cuts the leaves out and embosses them all at the same time, which is really, really clever. Now you'll also see that you've got a few other leaves here, this one here, this double one, and this one here and that one there, that you could also fussy cut by hand if you wanted to. So you've got optional extras as well. So you can use the embossing folder on its own, which we're going to use in the second card, but you can also put the die in there, click it in place, run it through the machine, and it will emboss and die all at the same time. Oh, hi mum, good question. Pauline's crafting as well. She's asking, where is it in the catalogue? Really good question. It's not in the catalogue. So you may have realised over the last couple of years that we've started doing some products that are not in the catalogue. They are on the website under the heading Online Exclusives. And the Changing Leaves Hybrid Embossing Folder, which is what this whole set is. So this is the folder and the dies. That is what it is. And it's on, so it's in the Online Exclusives. At the moment, I suspect because everyone's in full swing of autumn crafting, it's out of stock at the moment, unfortunately, but it will come back in. I know it will, because it's still on the website, so it will. So you'll be able to get it soon. Anyway, and it's £38, by the way, the hybrid, the embossing folder and the dies all together. So it's good value. So anyway, what we're going to do then is going to take out the little leaves, because those are the bits that we're going to use. And so I'm going to just put that other piece to one side. And then what you will need for this bit is you'll need a couple of ink pads. So I am going to use, and you might be thinking I've lost the plot here when we're doing autumn, Pretty Peacock and Old Olive, but it makes for beautiful, beautiful leaves. And a blending brush or two. Or if you don't have a blending brush, then a sponge dauber or a tissue or whatever is a sponge, whatever you normally use. So that is to create the colour over the top of the leaf, okay? Now I should also say that everybody's got a pile of leaves, but I don't think anybody's got these green ones, including me, because I forgot to die cut them. Mm-hmm. So, but you have got a pile of other leaves. So, and you'll have more leaves than you need for these cards. So you can pile up lots if you want to. So I'm just going to take a bit of the Old Olive or whatever colours you've decided to go with. Remember, when you're blending, you start off. So start on your scrap paper. Or grid paper I've got, or whatever, and you just circular motion to build up the colour. So I'm just going to do a few kind of blobs here and there, and then I'm going to add some Pretty Peacock. So I'm not colouring them all in completely. I'm just doing a little bit. And then I'm going to go on to the Pretty Peacock. So I'm going to pass what I'm not using on to Evelyn each time as well. The darker the colour, the less ink that you need. Okay, so just be wary. It's probably worth even more doing a bit off on your grid paper or whatever you're using as kind of scrap underneath or whatever first before you go mad with the colours. And there you go, these are my blended coloured leaves. So it doesn't take very long to do either, they're really pretty quick to do, and you get those beautiful tones like the leaves are starting to change, which is fantastic. And then while we're busy doing all the colouring, we'll continue with the colouring. So we're going to colour the ribbon in next. So you will have in your kit 2 bits of ribbon. The bit that you need for this one is the ribbon that's got the gold sparkly through it. Okay. And you can use the blending brush with this one. I'll use the Pretty Peacock one because I got the Old Olive on that one, but I'll use the Pretty Peacock on this one. I'm just literally wiping it over and it just changes. I think it's actually changing not the ribbon itself so much as the sparkly silvery gold threads in it actually. So I'm going to do it on both sides, but once you've coloured it, the ink won't come off on your fingers if you're using Stampin' Up! Inks. So, and you can colour using blending pens as well. You can colour our ribbons using markers, whatever you prefer. So hopefully you can just see that ribbon has changed colour just slightly. And then it's just a case of kind of building up your leaves on your card. So I'm going to kind of lay them where I want them to be. I might also dip into my bag of goodies and find some others to go with it. So let's see if I can split some of these gold ones. There we go. Let's split a couple there. You're never really sure how far split you need to go with them, but might add a gold leaf maybe as well. You've also got some gold foil die cuts as well, so maybe add one of those as well, perhaps on top. I'm just going to layer them up basically, and I'm going to kind of stick them down as I go along, but I'm not going to stick them completely flat to the card. I quite like a bit of movement in the leaves, and you could also, if you wanted to, if you really want to get more kind of out of the leaves, you could curl them a bit as well if you wanted with your bone folder, if you want even more movement in them. And then I'm just going to put blobs of glue behind. The only bit that I'm not going to glue is I'm not going to glue the stem because I want to tie the ribbon around all of the stems together when I've finished. So I'm just going to stick some blobs of glue behind the kind of main bits of the leaves to make sure they stay on the card. Kind of there-ish. I'm going to do the same, might even add a bit with this one as well, so it's a bit curlier.
Where's
the pen? The pen? What pen? Oh, I used the blending brush. Didn't use a pen.
Oh.
So I'm just going to keep the stems all together there. Might poke a bit of the gold one in there behind. Let's have that one in there because these ones don't need to be tied in. I like that, layering up nicely. And then that final one, I think I'll add a bit more of a twist on again. And again, just make sure that the stems are kind of all together, even though they're not stuck. And then I can slip the ribbon behind all of the stems, and I'm literally just going to tie like a half knot. So it's not even like a full knot or bow. So that's come off. Just going to slip it over the bottom there. Oops, go on. Can you hear it raining here? It's absolutely hammering down again. Oh joy. There we go. I might add that one in there, I think, as a final. Or maybe up there, actually. There we go. And then I just want to trim the ends of my ribbon. So let's find my snips. As always, just trimming the ends at an angle so that they look pretty. And you can add some of your little dots as well at this point. So I've got some sort of yellowy dots, so I'm going to add a couple. All the usual kind of rules apply. Go with an odd number. 3 or 5 would be a good kind of number. And then if you want to stamp a sentiment, obviously you can take one of the sentiments out, one of your little labels rather out. So I've got on this card that I did before, I've got hello in the bottom there, because it fits quite nicely in the corner here. Just pull the ribbon round a bit. And where's the stamp set that I used? Hold on a minute. Oh, I've just lost one of my other rooms. There's the stamp set. So the stamp set I used for all my sentiments this time is Simply Said. I'm really into this stamp set at the moment because it's got really simple, nice font, really simple sentiments. So I like that. So that's what I'm going to go with, is another hello in the bottom there. Can I have the old olive, please, Evelyn? Brilliant, thank you. That'll balance out the colour a bit, hopefully, as well. There we go. Actually, I must have used a different hello for that one. I just realised it's not as same different font, isn't it? Oh well. I like it anyway. I know some of the other sentiments that I've used are definitely from this set, so I'm just going to stick one dimensional on the back because it's only a tiny label. There we go. And that's card number 1 done. Move these bits out of the way. So, how have people got on with the blending? Who's doing the blending? How are you getting on? Easy technique? Everybody finding it okay? Yep, all good. Brilliant. That's good then. This is good. Yep, and Sally as well. Fantastic. It's quite an easy technique, isn't it? But it really can really give a different dimension and lift to the card. It's really lovely. Okay, while people are finishing off that first one then, let's have a raffle ticket, shall we? So, as always, let's go with the prizes first. So, prize number 1 is a pack of Thoughtful Journey Memories and More cards. Let me just move those out the way. So these are really lovely. We used the Thoughtful Journey papers a couple of months ago when we made the 12 cards. And this is a pack of already, some of them are sentimented already, so you can just mount them up, add a few flowers in the corner, some extra layers, what have you. Some of them need a bit more to them, so they're more background cards. But you've got, how many cards? 28 cards in there that you can add different things to. Also fantastic if you're scrapbooking. So if you're going to do any journaling or scrapbooking or anything, these are great for that too. So we've got a pack of Thoughtful Journey cards. We've got another Stampin' Right black marker for anybody who still doesn't have one, because they are like essential in your kit. And of course, we have the new mystery box. Exciting. And I've got to tell you, today's mystery box is well worth having. Well, I'm not going to tell you what's in there, but it's got some really cool stuff in it, is all I'll say. So yeah, mystery box as well. Okay, so let's get some raffle tickets. So whether you are crafting or not, if you've got a raffle ticket, now's the time to get it out. Let's just break these up so that we can see. Oop, make sure I've got, can see them all. I have no idea which one's which. We'll go with this one. So prize number 1 goes to, let's hope it's not mine. No, it's not. 599. Who has got 599? And if it's you, what prize would you like? Let me know what prize you fancy. 599. Let me know, let me know. So you've got the Memories and More card pack, and you've got the Stampin' Right marker, black marker, and you've got the mystery box. So whose number is it and what would you like? And if no one's going to claim it, I'm going to stick it on the camera stand. And it'll go at the end, if not. Nobody claiming 599? Okay, stick it on my camera stand then. And if you're watching on the replay, you've got a month to claim your prize. So this time next month, when we are doing monthly card club, if you've still not let me know, you need to let me know before I recycle your prize. Okay, we'll have another one in a moment. Right, so everybody ready to move on from this card? We're going to do this one next. So we'll stick with the blending, I think. While we've got the ink out and everything, we'll stick with the blending. And then we'll move on to the lovely folded card later. So if you're still blending on this one and you want to keep going and just watch me doing this one, the technique is essentially the same, but with different inks and different layering, then do feel free to do that. It's completely up to you. But if you finish with this one, then we're going to move on. So let me just put that one to one side. Okay. So this time you are going to need, let's get a pack of all the bits. I'm going to need the leaf that I just threw on the floor. So let me get that in a minute. So you're going to need some leaves and your little pack of goodies. You don't need any of your patterned paper, so you can move those out the way. You're going to need your the same die cut piece that we just used, only instead of being in vanilla, it is in, oh my goodness, Evelyn, help me out. What's that colour? Petal pink. I always want to call it pretty pink. Petal pink, thank you. You're also going to need the piece that's embossed that is not die cut, because that's going to be your background piece. You're going to need that. You're going to need your layer of Cajun Craze, and you're going to need your pre-scored card base in Petal Pink. Okay, so I'm just going to move my little pack of bits out the way a minute first. and some of these layers. Let's move those to one side. So start with your card base that's pre-scored. Going to fold it over, crease it with bone folder. And that's your card base. And then you're going to add 2 layers to it. So the first layer is going to be your Cajun Craze layer, which will leave a little border around the outside. And your second layer is going to be your embossed piece. Now, when you put your embossed piece on the top, you will see that it is slightly too big and you will need to trim it down, okay? So I will give you the measurement. The reason I've not cut it is so you can decide which of these leaves you want to kind of leave in, if you like. If you look at my original card, there's really only a bit down the bottom here and a bit up the top that's not covered by the extra layers. So you want to look at where's the kind of nicest around the edge leaves, if you like, and those are the ones that you want to keep, okay? Or you might want to look around the edge, where is the embossing the strongest and gives you that most definition and everything, okay? So I'm going to use the trimmer, and I'm just going to trim it down, and you are going to need to trim it down to a measurement of, I think I'm going to cut a bit off the side here. So actually I'm just going to trim a bit off first because I think that bit I don't want. Then I'm going to trim it this side. So the measurement is going to be 9.3 on the short side by, I'm going to go with that bit. I'm going to chop off the bottom. 9.3 by 13.7. I think that's right. Let's just check and make sure. Make sure that fits. You can see that it fits or not. Yes, there you go. So 9.3 by 13.7 is the size of the embossed piece that you want to stick on, and then you're just gonna mat and layer all of that and stick it to the card base because all of that goes flat down on the card base. Okay, so I'm just gonna put some glue behind mine so it's nice and quick to do. Sometimes it's easier if you're using wet glue to press from the back of the matte layer as well, particularly if you're gluing an embossed piece. Sometimes because of the kind of raised surface, it's easier to stick from the back, to press from the back rather. And then again, I'm just going to stick that flat to the surface, and I think I'll go inside and just make sure that that's really stuck firm in there. And then that is your basic card base done. So I'm going to put that to one side. I'll put that underneath the actual finished card so you can see. And we're going to do exactly the same as we did before. So pop out those leaves. And obviously if you've got any of these extra ones that you also want to cut out, you can fussy cut those out as well if you want to. I'm going to cut this one in the bottom corner here because I like that one. Because they're really pretty easy to cut out because they're like 3D embossed. They're really quite easy to cut round because the raised surface makes it really easy to see where the edge is. I'm going to go right into the corner for that one. You may as well get as much as you can out of that embossed piece. Don't waste any of it. And the great thing about this technique as well is that you don't need to worry too much if your fussy cutting's not up to much, if it's not brilliant, because we're layering loads of leaves on top of each other, you can hide any bits that you think is not quite up to it. So I've now got my 4 leaves, and I'm going to go with some different colours with the embossing folders this time. So I'm going to go with a single colour, and I am going to go, it's not that one, this one. I'm going to go with Cajun Craze on top of the Petal Pink. Again, Cajun Craze is quite a dark colour, so make sure that you start off of your leaves and just build that tone up by going round and round and round till you've got it how you want. Even if you're going to colour the whole leaf, make sure that you start off the edge and build up the tone till you've got that depth of colour, so that some parts of the leaf are very highly coloured and some parts of the leaf have hardly any colour on them at all. Making an absolute nice mess of the grid paper here. Really going for it with the ink. And it will really exaggerate the edges as well, which is great. You get that real kind of depth of colour on the edges, and you can go for like the stems, maybe just one side of the leaves, whatever you want really, whatever kind of look you're going for. The tips of the leaves, whatever. Think about leaves in autumn, there's always quite a big variation, isn't there? And then just like you did before, let's bring those 2 cards in, you've got all your leaves that you can layer up, plus you've got everything else that is in your little goodie bag here. So you've got some gold foil leaves, you've got some little gold foil fronds, you've got these little leaves. Some of these leaves as well, some of these little mesh net leaves are just mesh, and some of them have got an actual kind of imprint of a leaf on them. There's a real variety, so you may have ones with a mesh print on, you might not. You might have all with a mesh print, you might have some with a mesh print, you might have none with a mesh print. But there's loads in there anyway, so you've got loads of little bits and pieces that you can like layer it up and add bits to. Now the difference with this one over the other one, let me just get all my bits of leaf and things out first. The difference with this one is that the happy birthday on this card is raised up with 3D pads, and all the leaves go underneath. They all go kind of get hidden underneath here, and we've also got a bit of a ribbon bow going on as well, and I've coloured this ribbon as well. So if you want to add the ribbon, you can colour it. The ribbon for this card is this bit that you've got. You might have a big bit, you might have a small bit. I think I just split the reel between us. This is the new, what's the new colour called, Evelyn? Basic Beige? Yeah, Basic Beige, this ribbon. And, oh, hi, Anne, I'm so glad you can join us. Don't worry about being late. You can always watch the replay later, so don't worry. And I hope you had a lovely time with your grandson. So yeah, this Basic Beige ribbon, because it's a lovely neutral tone, you can colour it. So you can colour it like we've just done using the blending brushes, or you can use blending pens. So I will show you. Let me just move that out of the way a minute. And what you do is you go for the thicker end of the blending pen, stretch the ribbon, and literally just colour it in. And because it's a blending pen, it's got alcohol in it, so you might look at your colouring and think, well, that's not very even. But as it dries, you will see that it evens out of its own accord. So you don't need to worry too much about it not being even, and it will go all the way through. It colours all the way through as well. So you literally just colour as much ribbon as you want to, really. Whatever you think you're going to use. I may not even do a bow this time. I might just do a little loop of ribbon or something instead. You just colour it along. So I'm not going down onto the ribbon with my pen. I'm using the edge of the pen, the edge of the large tip. To just colour as much ribbon as you want, basically. And then you just need to leave it to dry a couple of minutes, that's all, because it will feel a bit wetter. You shouldn't get it on your hands with blending pens, but it will feel a little bit damp to begin with. And then the final thing you need to do before you start assembly is to stamp your sentiment, if you're going to put one on your label. So I'm going to go, let's go for Let's Celebrate this time. I think that fits on here. Yep, it does, perfect. So let's find the block. And I'm going to go with the Cajun Craze again for this one. There we go. Do you want that one, Evelyn? Stick that up out the way there. And then once you've got all your components ready, it's literally just a case of assembling everything. So just like you did before, I would start by laying out certainly that big leaf, if that's going to be the one that you put at the bottom first. And then think about where your label and where your ribbon is going to go next, because you can then put your label and your ribbon onto the card and then poke the rest of the leaves in and around underneath. So if I think my label is going to go, say, about there, then I'm thinking, what am I going to do with my ribbon? I think I might just have kind of loops of ribbon. Maybe a couple of loops of the ribbon, perhaps. And they'll go kind of behind, perhaps behind. Yeah, something like that, I think. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some tape on the back of my label, and then I'm going to stick my ribbon to the tape so that it stays in place, and then I'm going to put 3D pads on the back of the label. So I'm just going to go, so that this is the top, so I'm going to go kind of like this. Something like that, and then just turn it over and see what that looks like. Yep, that'll be okay. I'm happy with that. Just move that piece over. I think this is the joy of doing it, or sticking it onto tape, because you can kind of adjust and move things around as you want to. I just quite like the idea of a kind of a looser structure, really. And then I'm going to trim off the ends of the ribbon and stick some 3D pads behind. So that those ends, those tails don't show. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one, that tail. And then, where's my 3D pads, my dimensionals, there we go. So if you're going to poke things behind, don't forget you don't want your dimensionals in the middle, really. You want them on the edges. So that you've got space behind for any other bits of leaf and things to go in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this big one down first with a few blobs of glue, just like I did on that first card. I'm not putting glue on absolutely every surface. I'm just going to put a few blobs to hold it in place. And then I'm going to stick my label down, and then I'm going to start poking things behind. So then I'm just going to layer up by adding bits, poking things in, just as I see fit. So actually put that one in there. And don't forget that you've got loads of different colours and textures that you can layer up with these. I'm running out of glue by the look of it. Good job I had another one arrive today, fortunately. So just keep adding different layers, overlap the leaves, interlock the leaves, whatever works for you really. Just kind of hiding the stems behind. Add some of these little fronds in. Don't even know what these are actually. They're probably kind of, I don't know. Definitely running out of glue with this one. Come on. I don't want to open a new one yet. There we go. And some of these as well. Some of these little mesh leaves. Just want to hide the glue behind the mesh leaves. There we go. The great thing is, if you haven't stuck all of the leaves down completely flat, then it gives you the chance to lift them up and stick things behind, which is really good because you can just add more depth and dimension as you go along then. I haven't got that one in, have I? A solid one. Let's put a solid one in. You don't have to use them all, just decide how many, you know, what sort of look you're going for, how many you think will look right for your particular design. And don't forget, if you've got some left over, you can make another card with those. And then again, I'm just going to add a couple of bits of bling from my little bag of bling here. Just nice and random there. I'm going to put those extra leaves back in my little bag. Anytime I do things like this where I've die cut like too much, if you like, for the project that I'm doing, so flowers, leaves, little bits and pieces, anything like that, I always save all the little extras in a bag, and then when I want to make a quick card but I want it to be, you know, a really good homemade card, I've got a whole bag of goodies that I can go to each time, and just straight away kind of start pulling bits out without having to spend ages, you know, stamping and die cutting and fussy cutting and all that stuff. So there you go. So that's card number 2. Really easy, isn't it? But really effective. And you could do this similar kind of design with, you know, holly and ivy, mistletoe, those kind of things. At Christmas time, we've got lots of stamps and dies that have those kind of seasonal shapes to them as well. So this is an easy card that you could easily replicate with, you know, other kind of flowers and leaves and things. So I'll leave those two there a moment, and let's go back to the raffle. So Anne, I'm going to give you a second chance to see the goodies as well. So we've got Memories and More cards that you can make quick and easy cards with, or you can use them for scrapbooking, and that is Thoughtful Journey, the Thoughtful Journey series. We've got a Stampin' Right black marker, double tipped marker, so you've got a thick end and a thin end. Great for journaling if you're doing scrapbooking as well. And we've got the new mystery box for the month of September. So those of you who might have missed last month, I'm doing a new prize every month, which is going to be the mystery box. And the mystery box is going to contain not full packs of product, but it will be the leftovers, if you like, of product. Now, that sounds a little bit naff, but there will be a lot of product in there. So it could contain stamps, it could contain die cut pieces, it could contain little mini ink pads, pens, patterned papers, cardstock, bits of bling, ribbon. It could contain absolutely anything. So yeah, absolutely anything you like at all there. Just going to, we've got an infiltrator, so let's just see if we can get rid of them a moment. Look, there we go. Okay. So let's just go back a minute. There we go. Okay. So yes, we've got a mystery box, and we've got the Memories and More cards, and we've got the Stampin' Right marker. So let's have, and our first raffle prize number was 599. So if anyone has got 599, I'm still looking for the person who's got 599. Now I've got a feeling that one's mine. 605 is mine, so I'll get rid of that one and we'll pull another one. So the second raffle prize number is 602. So if you've got 599 or 602, let me know now and let me know which prize you would like. Oh, Anne's saying that's me. Which one's you, Anne? Is it 599? Is that you? Or is 602 you? Tell me which number's you and what prize would you like? 599, fabulous. And what prize would you like, Anne? That's brilliant. It's good, isn't it? Yeah, I've got your 599. And what prize would you like? Would you like the mystery box, the Memories and More cards, or the Stampin' Right marker? And if anyone's got 602, shout now. And also tell me what prize you would like. The prizes are the mystery box, which has got goodies in it, the Stampin' Right marker, or the Memories and More cards that's got 28 cards in it that you can use to make up backgrounds or scrapbooking or more different cards. I'm taking it that 602, nobody's got 602, so I will stick a bit of tape on there while Anne's deciding what she'd like. The mystery box is yours, Anne. There we go. Right, so the mystery box is gone for this month. Fabulous. Oh, D, well remembered. Amber is 602. Okay, right. You are, well done. That is right. You are correct. So, Amber. So, I'm going to give Amber the Memories and More cards because I know she's already got a Stampin' Right marker. So, I am going to allocate her the Memories and More cards because I know she's got a Stampin' Right marker because she bought it from me. So, there we go. Fabulous. Okay. So one more prize in a moment. Let's move those two out the way, and I'm going to turn my bit of bridge paper over slightly in vain as the pens will come through, but never mind. That gives us a bit plainer a surface to work on. Okay, so the next card that we're going to do is going to be the fancy one. We're going to do the flip-flop card, which is this one, just so that I can share the measurements and everything with you, so that you can make it with any other paper that you want to as well then. So we're going to start with the patterned paper, and I'm also going to get out my template. There's my template, so that I remember what I'm doing. So the patterned paper that you need is, you might need to turn it over to find it. It's this one, which has got the purple flowers and the orange dots on the background, on the back, sorry. So you've got purple flowers on the front and you've got orange dots on the back. Okay, so that's the bit you need to find first. Okay, and now I'm going to try and remember which way round. It's that way round, isn't it? Yeah. That is where that bit goes. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. So we need the spotty side up. So let's just put the card to one side a moment. And I'm just going to prop my measurements up there. So this is a whole width of patterned paper, 12 by 12. And then the measurement up the side is just however tall you want your card to be. So I've done a standard C6 size card, so my standard half a sheet of A4. But you can obviously make it bigger if you've got a bigger card. The creases will be exactly the same. So Evelyn, can I use the trimmer a minute, please? Thank you. So you're going to need to get the trimmer around the right way. You're going to need to get your cutting blade out of the way because it's your scoring blade that you need. So you're going to put your piece of patterned paper in, orange spotty side up, and you're going to score at, oops, get the right measurement right, 9.9 centimetres is your first score. In fact, I'm going to write it down as I go along so you can see. So 9.9 centimetres. I'm afraid I don't have an equivalent in inches for this. I'm sorry. And then your next one will be 12.9. And again, just make sure that you're not touching your trimmer blade, that you are touching only your scoring blade. And then the next one is 15.9. So you're going to have to extend your arm if you're using a standard Stampin' Up trimmer. So that you go to 15.9, which is that very, very last little mark on your trimmer before you get to the kind of hinge bit. So it's the last mark before the hinge. And then your final score is 23.2 centimetres. 23, 20.1, 23.2. And I will write those down for you a moment. So that's what you're trimming. Let me get that out the way and give that to Evelyn so she can get on with hers. So it's 9.9 centimetres is your first score. 12.9 is your second score, 15.9 is the third score, and 23.2 centimetres is your final score line, okay? And then you're actually going to turn it around to do the folding. So you're going to concertina it back and forth along those score lines so that you have got that little bit in the middle. And then if you get your plain piece of orange paper, of orange card rather, which is pumpkin pie, you'll see that it's a little bit too long at the bottom because I cut your sheets into just in half, so you will need to chop the bottom off as well. And the cut line along the bottom will be 14.9 centimeters. So that, no, it won't, it'll be less than that actually. Sorry, can I borrow the trimmer a minute? Because that'll be 14.9, won't it? Yeah, that's 14.9, so it will need to be 14.3 across the bottom to make it fit in properly. So 14.3. We should be able to just slice that all off in one go. And then that will give you that lovely little border around the outside. Okay, so you've got that one big fold, and then you've got the little one in the middle, and then you've got the piece at the back that will stick to your card. So you can kind of, with the folds, it's like that. Just show that a minute so that, yeah, can do that again. Absolutely, I can do that again, not a problem. So you've got, let me do it on this one. This is what you're aiming for it to kind of look like, okay, once you've folded it. So you've got score lines at 9.9, 12.9, 15.9 and 23.2. Those are your scores. And then you just want to trim off the bottom, top or bottom, whichever, to make it 14.3, sorry, 14.3 centimeters high, so that it fits onto that orange piece, the pumpkin pie piece. But once you've folded and creased your score lines, that's what it should look like from, you know, kind of from the edge, if you like, from the side. And then you can decorate it however you want to. So I had a bit of extra of the floral. Oh, Sally's struggling with it in centimetres. I'm really sorry, Sally. I had a bit extra of this purple floral, but actually you've got loads of extra papers. So you could, for example, use a bit of the gingham purple to do some strips down the side, perhaps. Or you could add like some, I might even add those, I think, actually. Let's do some strips with the little orange flowers papers, just to add a bit of contrast and strips, but we'll do that in a moment. So let's put the flowers to one side for a minute. So let me just pause there a moment so that until everyone's got their piece of patterned paper folded so it looks like that. Oh no, Sally's messed up the paper. You've got spares, Sally, so don't worry. Grab another bit instead. So you've got, you only need, for the last card, you only need a couple of strips of this purple gingham. So all the other papers, apart from obviously cutting out your fruit and veg and flowers and your baskets, you could use any of those other papers if you want to. So you could, for example, that one's got fruit and veg on it. You could use, let's see, you could use, well, you can use any of them really, or a fresh bit from your stash. But I'll just pause there a moment until everyone's got the folding and the score lines right, and then we'll start with the sticking. Okay, so once you've got your folded piece looking the same as mine, give me some thumbs up or tell me, yes, I'm ready or something, so that I don't go on too fast ahead. Yeah, got some thumbs up. Yeah, got another thumbs up. Just hang on till we've got a few more. Don't want to go, yeah, oh, what brilliant, wonderful. Loads of emojis, spammed with emojis. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to stick some of this paper back on itself. So this bit here is going to be glued together. And this bit here is going to be glued together. So I'll show you in the card. If you can see, look, this bit is this bit but stuck together, and this bit is this bit but stuck together. Okay, so these two folds, you need to stick them inside. So stick the flowers to the flowers so that it creates like a double layer, but what it'll give you then is a flap to be able to do stuff on. So let's use a bit of tape for this. Stamp and seal. So just do one at a time. So fold over that middle one so that that looks like that. And then the same with this one. I'm going to stick that one together as well to itself. And then you will end up with a piece that looks like that next. Okay. So you've got all spots on the one side, and if you turned it over, you've got the spotty bit where it's folded back on itself and the flowers. But the front side looks like this. Okay. So then if you fold it up so that this little section is in the middle, you will then see, so you fold it up so that this little piece here is in the middle. You'll then see that it fits perfectly with a border as usual onto your pumpkin pie piece of paper, a piece of card. So just turn it over, and on the flowery bit, you want to put tape or glue or whatever to stick it directly to that card base with a border around the outside. And then you should be able to see you've got your two flappy bits. Yeah. So at this point, if you want to add any additional strips for decorating, so I've added the little bit of purple flowers down the side there, but this time I'm going to use the orange flowers instead, and a little bit of purple flower, which again I'm going to use the orange flowers inside, then you can do that. And those strips measure, I think it's, yeah, 2 centimetres, the strips. So I'm just going to, Evan, can I borrow the trimmer, please? Just going to trim off 2 strips that are 2 centimetres, and I'm going to add those on. Two centimetre strips. There we go. 1 and 2. And they will need to be, again, 14.3 in length. So just chop that end bit off because they're the same size as your base card. So 2 centimetres by 14.3. So I'm just going to add those little strips in for a bit of added decoration really. But I'm going to put those on first before I start adding the other, the cards that make the kind of flip-flap motion. There we go, so you've got those 2 strips in there. Okay. Everybody with me so far? So I'll kind of just leave that there a moment so you can see. And hopefully you've got this on the photograph that I took as well of that card. On your photographs, on the instructions in the email that I sent you. Those of you that are kind of doing it live with me. So once you've got all of those bits stuck, the next thing to do is to find your orange, your pumpkin pie squares, and you've got 3 pumpkin pie squares, and you've got 3 white squares that go on top. And those are the next thing that you're going to mat and layer. Now, one of these white squares is going to be where you're going to write your sentiment for the front, and one of these squares is going to be where your greeting inside the card is going to go. So let me show you on the finished one. I've got a Let's Celebrate on the top there, and then on the inside I've got birthday wishes. So if you're going to do any stamping, do the stamping first before you stick these white cards to the pumpkin pie, because this will be familiar to you, I'm sure, because I've done this loads of times. If your stamping goes wrong, you can turn the card over and start again. If you've stuck it to the pumpkin pie, there's nothing you can do about it if your stamping goes wrong. Okay, so do your stamping first, and then stick it to the, mat it up and stick it to the pumpkin pie cards. So I am going to use, again, I'm going back to that same Simply Said stamp set. I'm going to do Happy Birthday on the outside, I think. So I'm going to stick that at the top. This time I'm going to do it the other way around. So I'm going to do Happy Birthday on the top, on the outside. And then I'm going to do Let's Celebrate on the inside. Just turn that off a minute. Or Happy Birthday, birthday wish. No, let's have Happy Birthday, Let's Celebrate on the inside, I think. Now, if you're not sure about getting it in the centre of the square, if you have got some grid paper, you can line your square up on the grid paper, making sure you've got the same number of squares on either side, of course, of your central line. So let's have a look. Have I got enough squares? That looks central to me. I can line it up properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a little tiny bit. So yeah, move that up, and then I'm going to stamp my Let's Celebrate along that central line, so that I know it's in the middle of the square there. Okie dokie. And then you can get all your ink pads and everything out of the way so that there is no danger that an ink pad is going to drop on your beautiful stamping. And then it's just a case of sticking all your white layers onto their mats. So, like I said before, this card is really easy to replicate with lots of different other designs. It's a great way to show both sides of your patterned paper. If you really love your patterned paper, then this is a great way to show off a big chunk of patterned paper all in one go. And equally, if you've got patterned paper that is not your favourite in the pack and that you want to use up and you want to get rid of, this is a great way to get rid of a big chunk of it all in one go as well. And I know we've all got papers like that it just isn't our favourites. So once you've got your three, let's do the other way, your three matted and layered squares, the next trick, and I'll bring my card in again, is working out how you layer these squares up so that they're all edge to edge on the inside. Do you see what I mean? So that they're not overlapping at all. They've all lined up square underneath each other. And the trick is to start with the top one and work your way down, I would say. So start with the top layer, or equally you could start with the bottom layer, but whichever either the top or the bottom needs to be central to your card, and then the other two layers will line up underneath or on top of that one. So let's start with the inside, shall we? Let's start with this one, because that'll probably be a bit easier. So open your card all the way up, and then mine's the Let's Celebrate, so that needs to go right in the middle of that bottom layer, flat down. So I am, where's my tape? There's my tape. I'm going to tape it again. I'm going to make sure that it's right in the middle. There we go. And then the next layer is the plain white one, and it's going to go on top, but don't forget it's sticking to a flap, so only put tape or glue on that edge. Do not stick tape or glue all the way over the card, and trust me, I've done that before as well, so I'm speaking with experience here. So line it up first and then stick it down. And then you've got that flap and it's going to line up perfectly. And then your final one, again, don't forget there's a whole portion here that is not stuck to the card. So you only want to put it where it's going to be stuck to the front of the card. So only this side, not the whole card. So line it up first. And then stick it over, and then your three squares will flip flap. There you go. Everybody with me? Anybody need any kind of repeat of instructions or anything? Or does everybody kind of get what I'm talking about here? It's all gone very quiet in Craftland. I think you're all concentrating very hard. Sally says, no idea, so I'm doing my own thing. Oh, bless you, Sally. I know you though, Sally, you'll come back and have another go at this because you won't want to be beaten. And you've got the measurements here on the paper as well. So let me just put a line across that. So this is score. You'll work it out with inches. I know you will because you're clever like that. Liz says all okay. Fabulous. That's good. Okay. So the only thing that you've got left to do now is to fussy cut out some baskets, some flowers. I've got a bunch of flowers in the middle, and basically anything else that you want to add, whatever you want to add. So you've got, where are we? Where's the flowers? You've got this sheet here that's got all different kinds of trug and shopping basket and what have you. Barrels and all kinds of stuff. So this is the one with the purple gingham kind of pattern on the back. So I've just literally fussy cut out one of the little baskets, look. And then I fussy cut out some flowers from the flower sheet that's got the wood grain on the back. So you can see, although it looks very close together, I've just literally gone around the outside of a group of flowers, and that's what's then on top of my bag. So if I just show you the bag, it's on 3D pads. The whole bag is on, there we go, can you see that way? I tip it. The bag's all on 3D pads, and also the flowers are also, so just slightly overlapping over the top. And then I've added some bling in, and I've put a little brass butterfly on the flowers as well. And then inside you've got a bouquet of flowers, which is from this patterned paper, which has got the green gingham on the back. So I've just literally fussy cut out a little bouquet of flowers and stuck that flat, because obviously anything that goes on the inside of the card must be stuck flat, otherwise it will stop the card from folding flat. And if you want to stick it in an envelope, and this will go in a standard size envelope, then for posting and everything you need it to all go flat. So that is the flip flap card. Hold that one there. And then the final card I am not going to make with you because it's too easy for me to make it with you, basically. So you've got your final tent fold. If you remember, we cut out 2 tent folds, didn't we, at the beginning? So you've got your final tent fold. And on the front of your tent fold, you've got a piece of white card that will go that way round. And behind that piece of white card, I've added some of the purple gingham behind. Again, that's a standard card front, the first layer, so 14.3 by 9.9. And then I've added onto the white piece some fussy cut fruit and veg and the flowers, making it look like you've just come back from the allotment with a basket full of goodies. And I just used a Stampin' Blend, the thin end of a Stampin' Blend, to add some little hand kind of faux stitching effect as well. But this one's so easy to do, I'm not going to go through this one today because it's too easy for you to make. It's just a lot of fussy cutting. Fussy cutting. The bags and the baskets are so easy to cut because it's all straight lines. So really simple. The faux stitching is just crosses, so that's really easy as well. And I've put the bags are on 3D pads, but the fruit and veg and the flowers are poked in and flat to the card. So let me just show you sideways, so you can see it's not all 3D pads. It's just the baskets that are on 3D pads. So that's that one, really, really easy to do. And likewise, just fussy cutting out the pieces for this one as well to finish it off. Okay. Hello, Amber, you did win something. I've allocated you the Memories and More Thoughtful Journey cards because Dee thinks that this is your number, 602. Is that your number? We think that's the right number for you. As the choice was the Memories and More cards, yay, or the Stampin' Right marker. And I know you've already won one of those, or you bought one from me. I can't remember which, but I know you've got one already. So we've allocated you the Memories and More cards. She is right. There you go. Fabulous. Always rely on Dee. She knows these things. Right, we've got one more raffle prize to go. One more raffle prize. We've got the Stampin' Right marker. So let's see. And then that will be all for tonight. It is 598. Who has got 598? I've got to tell you, the Craft-A-Math today, it's a bit of a mess here, to be honest. There's stuff, there's bits of paper everywhere, all over the place, let me tell you. 598. At least that's what you remember it was too. And yes, I think I have won one and bought one too. Fabulous. No problem then. That's we made a good choice then with what we allocated you. Anybody got 598? I want to give away my last Stampin' Right marker because they are honestly invaluable. You need one in your life if you don't have one. The thick end is fabulous for filling in any little bits of the stamp that didn't quite come out when you were doing a black stamp. And the thin end is brilliant for journaling. It's also brilliant for any kind of outlining, faux stitching, anything like that. It's really good. So you need one if you haven't got one. 598, anybody? No takers? Well, then I will stick it to the pen, to the case anyway, the packet. Oh, Mum's got it. I have. Draw it again. I won last time. That's very kind of you. Thank you. All right. You did win last time. I remember. You won a mystery box. Ha ha. Right then. Who else have we got? We've got 604. Who's six?
That's me.
Oh, that's Evelyn. Oh, Evelyn doesn't want. She wants to draw again as well because you won time before, didn't you? We're going to get there in a minute. 603. Anybody got 603? If you've got 603, no, it's not. Mine was 605. So 603. If you've got 603, then you are a winner of the Stampin' Right marker. Any more for any more? Let's see. Let's have one last slip of my tea. Gonna have to just stick the number on it, I think. And we'll see. If you're watching on catch up, Dee, have you got a Stampin' Right marker? Because if you haven't got a Stampin' Right marker, you need one, let me tell you. So it doesn't matter whether you've won before or not. I think you should have it. I'm gonna put your name on it because I think you should have it. There we go. Well done. Fabulous. I do love it when the people are here when I give out the prizes. Awesome. Okay. Right, let me just turn the camera back round a minute. Oh, there we go. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Well, oh, wonderful. You haven't got one. Perfect. You definitely need one in your life, so you are getting one. Wonderful. That's good. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope those of you that were a bit put off by the fruit and veg can now see a different side to it. I hope the flip flap card will come in handy for you, and you'll be able to make loads of different flip flap cards with the products that you've already got at home. Really good fun, I think. And don't forget, if you really enjoyed doing the embossed and coloured leaves, do feel free to join me at Kempsford next Thursday, 1 till 3 in the afternoon, where I'll be doing some more embossed and coloured leaves and making other bits and pieces with them. So we might even do a gift box at Kempsford, I think, on Thursday possibly, because I just fancy it, so why not? So yeah, if you want to do a bit of in-person crafting, then do come along to that as well. That would be wonderful. Or let me know if you're interested and want some more details. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for tonight. I will sign off. And don't forget, Monday is the last day. If you want to come to the Christmas extravaganza, it's the last day to book and it's the last day to pay, please, as well, so that I can get on and order the product for everybody. So if you want to come to Christmas all day crafting, as Marion says, Sunday, the 27th of October, then Monday is the last day to book. So please let me know, because spaces are really filling up, which is really wonderful. I'm really pleased, but I don't want anyone to miss out that really wants to. You're welcome, Marion. Lovely to see everybody. I'll see you again next month. Next month it will be a week earlier, so the date will come out tomorrow, but because next month the last Thursday of the month is Halloween and it's also half term, I thought it'd be a bit easier for people if it was the week before, so we're going to do it the 24th instead. So it'll just be a week earlier, but the date's in the email that you'll get tomorrow. So you're welcome, Liz. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.